Have you been gaining weight even though you're not doing anything differently? Your diet's about the same, your exercises are the same, but the scale's been slowly creeping up, or you find that your waistline's expanding, you're not imagining this. It's one of the most common complaints I hear from men and women over the age of 40, and it's not a willpower issue. My name is Martha McKittrick. I'm a registered dietitian, and I've been specialized in metabolic health for 20 years. And if you're anything like me, you want to understand what's going on. Why are you gaining this weight? You don't want to just be told to eat less and exercise more. So let's go through some of the potential causes of this weight gain, and then we can do something about it. So a first potential cause is just as we age, we tend to lose muscle mass. It's just a natural part of the aging process, unless you're actively trying to prevent that with a lot of resistance training. But even with that, we can still lose muscle mass. And the problem with that is that muscle is an active tissue. So as we lose less muscle, it'll slow our metabolic rate. So that's a major cause for a lot of people over the decades. Another reason could be just change in hormones. As men age, they tend to have less testosterone, women to have a decline in estrogen, and this can ultimately affect where we store our body fat, and that's why you can see more fat in the abdominal area. Another reason is as people age, they can become less insulin sensitive. So even though you might be eating the same now as you did in your 20s and 30s, your body handles carbohydrates differently, and you're more likely for it to be stored as body fat, especially in the abdominal area. Sleep and stress can also play a role. I find for many of my clients as they get a little bit older, maybe in their 50s, there's more stress due to like aging parents or just other life issues, and more sleep problems. A lot of my clients do have trouble with sleep, and those two things, chronic stress and chronic poor sleep, can affect our appetite, our cravings, and ultimately weight gain. I find many people have just a change in life habits as we get older. Maybe the kids are out of the house and you're eating out more staying up later, more snacking, working from home post-COVID, more snacking during the day. And then lastly, a lot of my clients, and myself actually, as I've gotten older, have more aches and pains. So you can't exercise quite the same as you did years ago, whether it's like tendinopathies or back issues or joint issues. And so that can affect your overall exercise. So these are some of the potential causes I see of weight gain in people over age 40. And so we have to kind of figure out what's going on, and then we can make a plan and see how we can change it and help you start to lose weight. So the good news is once we figure out what's going on, we can come up with a plan to help you lose weight, or I like to even say improve body composition. I'm not all about weight in the scale. I'm really more about percentage of body fat and how much muscle you have. So I like to go by that more than the scale. So we have to do a little detective work, and my main goal is not immediately to start slashing calories. I'm more interested in protecting your muscle mass, improving insulin sensitivity, and helping to support your metabolism. So that to me is the main goal versus just slashing calories. So where do we start? I usually like to have my clients keep a food log, a food journal for a week or two, where they would write down the time they eat, what the amount, how they're feeling, energy levels, cravings. I would also want to know about sleep, about stress, and exercise. So that helps me get a baseline idea of what's going on. And kind of what I'm looking at is overall balance in the diet. Like, first of all, number one, are you meeting your protein needs? That's very, very important to help preserve muscle mass, which again, we lose as we get older. And many people actually do meet their protein needs, but they might not really do it in the right way. They don't eat enough during the day, especially in the morning. And then maybe their dinners are very heavy in protein, which is fine. But I'm more about really getting protein all during the day, because that's going to help to control your appetite. And it is also optimal for getting the protein into the muscles. I also would want to look at meal balance. Are you having enough carbohydrate, protein, fiber at the meals to help regulate blood sugar? And then that's going to help you with cravings later on. I would want to see are you getting in enough fiber into your diet? That's really important for metabolic health, can help with metabolism, with overall gut health. I would then want to look at your movement. What types of exercise are you doing? I'm really a big proponent of doing some type of resistance training, because that's going to help to build and preserve that really important muscle mass. But then also aerobic exercise is good as well. And how many steps are you getting in a day? Sometimes people do go to the gym 3 times a week, but they're not getting in enough steps. So I would want to look at the types of exercise you're doing. I then want to really look at your sleep. Like I said, a lot of my clients have sleep problems, and that's huge because when you don't get enough sleep, you're hungry during the next day. You have a lot of cravings, so sleep to me is really important. So I would really want to work on sleep. So that's kind of where I start. And then if you're doing all of that, you're not seeing any changes, I would want to look at your calories. I don't jump to calories in the beginning, but I might suggest at that point you try one of those apps like MyFitnessPal, because sometimes it might seem like your diet is not excessive in calories, but when you really get down to weighing it and measuring everything, maybe you are having, 3 tablespoons of olive oil at dinner, or maybe you are, when you're ordering in, there's more fat or calories in the food that you think. So we have to really look at everything. So again, starting with balanced diet just to help support blood sugar, and that will help with appetite cravings, and then really looking at your protein intake, your fiber, looking at the exercise, the stress, and all that. So we kind of put that whole picture together. And the majority of my clients, there's very few clients who are not able to lose weight or improve body composition when we do this. I think one of the biggest things I'll say is it can take longer than it did when you were in your 20s or 30s. And it's really important to stay patient and stay the course and be consistent. I think oftentimes we want something to happen really fast. And when it doesn't happen fast, you kind of give up and just say, screw it. But you really want to be patient, be consistent, and you'll be able to get results. So I would love to hear from you. If you're having trouble, you need some support, reach out to me and I can come up with a personalized plan for you.